there are calls from within Ukraine for a kind of Marshall Plan. And, Ukraine has warned actually since the very beginning of the Ukrainian government has warned from the very beginning of this war that they need support economically as well as militarily. And that, without that, they will not be able to win this war, that they need help to keep the economy going. I don't know if you had something to add, Nigel.
Absolutely right. It reminds us that this war is being fought on two fronts. One is by military means on the battlefield, and the other is by economic means on the home fronts of the respective participants. And normally when we think about that, we focus on Western sanctions against Russia and Russia's manipulation of gas supplies to Europe. But of course, Ukraine, by a long way, is the worst economically and financially hit by this. And it's really important that as part of a total Western response to this, that, for example, the IMF step up and provide Ukraine with the support that it needs, and prevents Russia, in effect, suffocating the Ukrainian economy as part of its effort to ensure that time works on Russia's side rather than against Russia.
I was going to say, just to give you one example of the type of challenges, Ukraine needs glass at the moment because of the bombings. Not most of it, but many windows have been shattered. Winter is coming. It's a country where winters are brutally cold. Almost all of Russia's glass used to be imported. Sorry, almost all of Ukraine's glass used to be imported from Russia. That's obviously no longer an option. You make glass by melting sand, which requires huge amounts of energy. Energy prices have gone up anyway. Ukraine has a particular problem because so much of its energy supplies still come from Russia. And so you have a sort of combination of, an economic problem and also a humanitarian problem where people are facing a winter that's, if your business doesn't have windows, it's not going to operate. If your house doesn't have windows, you're going to be very cold, perhaps dangerously so. So, there's a lot of overlap between sort of the economic problems, the humanitarian problems, and sort of where how the war is disrupting people's lives.
Putin knows this. You can no longer defeat Ukraine in the field, but he can continue to impose pain. And we saw in response to the offensive in Kharkiv, for example, the use of rocket strikes against civilian infrastructure and energy targets in particular, as winter is approaching, to exacerbate that sort of kind of pain.